Hey guys, how you doing? Today we're gonna do something a little different. I've been talking about it for a while. Finally went down to the basement and got my first tote of t-shirts. These aren't all gonna be metal t-shirts, but they're all gonna be music related. I have not gone through these in a while, so I'll try to remember where I got some of these, but we're just gonna go ahead and dive into it. Some of these, I would say most of these, are probably here because they don't fit anymore. But I didn't want to get rid of them. It's just one of those nostalgia type things. And I think a lot of metal people are like this. Damn, sorry, my eyes are fucked up. It's just kind of like that collector mentality that a lot of metal fans have. So this one, I think I'm showing it right. This is a band down there. In the corner you can see their logo. I call them Mizmor, M-I-Z-M-O-R. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. This was a t-shirt I got, I think as part of a pre-order. I don't remember which album it was because I don't think that's one of their album covers. But they're pretty good. I call them black metal, but they're a lot more than that, I think. Lots of different styles, lots of different releases, lots of split releases. They did a split with Hell that I liked quite a bit, which I think the main dude in this band is in that band as well. So next up, we're going back a little bit here. A little hardcore for some of you guys. That is Hatebreed. I got this one, memory serves me correctly, about 7 or 8 years ago when they were on tour with Hate Eternal, Terror, and who's the fucking hardcore band that sang Set It Off? Their name escapes me right now. They were kind of turds at the show, to be honest. They talk about how they're anti, racist and anti this and don't judge a book by its cover, but they proceeded to call us everyone a bunch of pig farmers in the Midwest. So shout out to them. I'm going to look that band up real quick. Does that really I know the band name, it's just driving me nuts, and I'm going to look it up real quick while you all watch me because it's going to drive me nuts if I can't remember who said Madball. Duh. They were just they were having a beef with the sound guy. I don't know what the issue was, don't really care. But they started to play their set, and the sound wasn't great, so they jumped off the stage and all went running back to the sound guy like they were going to fight the guy. And then he called everybody a bunch of pig farmers and played the show anyway. The show was doomed from the start. Hatebreed was the headliner, as I mentioned, and they ended up turning the sound off for Hatebreed because things were getting too wild with Terror and Madball. So Terror were great though. I'm glad I got to see them. Next up, what we got here? Lucero t-shirt. This is also a pre-order. Came with the Rebels, Rogues, and Sworn Brothers album, 2006. I can't believe that's 14 years old already. A great band out of Memphis, Tennessee. Rock and roll with some interesting twists. I don't think Lucero should be one of those bands that's way more popular than they really are. Their album Tennessee is a masterpiece, in my opinion, as is a lot of their other stuff. And this is just another Lucero shirt I got at some random time. Wasn't at any particular show. I did see them in Chicago many years ago. Probably even before that album came out. But yeah, I think I saw them, and I want to say the Avett Brothers opened up before they were anybody. I mean, they were just a two-piece, and they were, I don't know if it was that show or not, but they were just a two-piece. They played the drum with their foot. I mean, I don't even know how many albums they had out, but they were not known whatsoever. Now they're playing huge places, so kind of cool to see bands before they blow up. This one I also got many years ago. This is A Life Once Lost. They played a roller skating rink near me about, I don't know, 12 years ago with Acacia Strain, I think is how you pronounce their name. It was them, these guys. My memory is not what it used to be. Can't remember, but they played in a roller skating rink, which was, I've never been to a show in a roller skating rink. It was a good time though. The funny story though, I'm gonna call out, was it the Acacia Strain? I can't remember which band. One of the bands had a flat iron plugged in underneath the stage, and when his band was done playing, he went back to take out his flat iron and kind of straighten out his bangs some more. He had one of those swooshy haircuts, you know, so he had to straighten his bangs for the ladies, I guess. Thought they were posers, but this one, great shirt, The Unseen. Scared to Death is what it says. I think that might be a song of theirs. Saw Unseen many years ago. Pleasantly surprised by them. I think they opened for somebody the first time I saw them, and then they came back through my area and opened for Sick of It All at a college show. And it's kind of that, they call it street punk. I don't know what the difference between street punk and punk is, but a great band. I don't know whatever happened to them. I think they kind of fizzled out. They put out, I want to say, 4 or 5 great street punk releases, and still listen to it to this day. Great stuff. Check them out. This one is a band, Poison the Well. They're kind of, I obviously didn't care too much about the shirt. I did, got some paint on some of these too. Usually when I would have a great shirt and forget it was on, and I would start doing something around the house and get pissed off because I ruined the shirt. Don't remember much about that shirt. I never saw them live. I think I got it in a music store, but I was a fan of a couple of their albums, kind of screamo hardcore, I guess is the best way to describe it. So they have a couple albums I think are solid, and then they just kind of were putting out the same thing over and over again, so I checked out of that. Next up, a band I saw live at least 2 or 3 times. This is from when they played Dark Lord Day, I think, a couple years ago. Pig Destroyer, I've talked about them on here before, great grindcore band. Saw them at Dude Fest in Indianapolis maybe 13, 12 years ago. Great live band. I remember that show. Someone had an inflatable dinosaur, and it was in a small club in Indianapolis. Can't remember that. It was in a theater, but they were bouncing the dinosaur around. It was kind of funny to see a bunch of metalheads participating in that kind of stuff. Next up, we have Sworn Enemy. Has a little saying at the bottom on the back. I didn't know that when I bought it, or I wouldn't have bought it. I hate it when bands do that, where they put it says integrity defines strength. Just put your fucking logo on the shirt and be done. Some bands have logos here, and they got one here, and they got a pocket, and they got something down in the corner, and then something on the back. It's like I'm kind of just a plain Jane guy. When I go to a show, I try to find shirt logo. Let's buy that. I don't need some inspiring saying on the back to, get me in the mood to face the day. I guess that's kind of what hardcore's about in a way. But Sworn Enemy, by the way, are a great band. I saw them live also. They might have been on that Hatebreed show now that I think about it, but they have an album. I think it's their self-titled album. It's got the black and white cover. It's a great, ferocious hardcore album. Highly recommend. I'll link it below. Wish I could remember the name of it. But it's from front to back. It's just very in your face. Hardcore album. So this I got many years ago. Some of you punk folks may say, "Hey, that's a Black Flag," but it's supposed to be 4. It's actually 3. Hank 3. I'm a huge fan of Hank 3. I saw him for the first time probably 20 years ago in a bar. If you don't know who Hank 3 is, he is the grandson of Hank Williams the Sr. and the son of Hank Williams Jr. He plays country. He also has a metal band. He was in Superjoint Ritual with Phil Anselmo from Pantera. I've always appreciated the wide variety of musical tastes in people, and especially musicians, where the first time I saw him, his band would come out and play a country set, and then they would tell people, hey, if you don't like heavy metal, now's the time to leave. They would take off their cowboy hats, and he'd let his kind of hair come down, and they would play a metal set. He played Misfits covers. I got to meet him after the show. Obviously, this was before he was as popular as he was. He's been kind of in hiding for a while. I'm not really sure what happened, but he put out some great country albums. I'll link a few of them below. Real country albums. This whole outlaw, fuck the system types, outlaw stuff that was popular back in the day, and it gave way to the 80s and the 90s pop country stuff. Hank 3 kind of came out and kind of gave the middle finger to all of that. He purposely didn't go by Hank Williams III because he wanted his music to stand on its own and didn't want people to think he was riding his dad and grandfather's coattails. So he sounds just like Hank Sr. in my opinion, but he's got kind of that raw psychedelic edge to him as well. So if you never heard Hank 3 and you're a country music fan of the stuff like Sturgill Simpson and shit that's popular now, they owe a lot to Hank 3, so be sure to check him out. Next up is a shirt that's seen better days. I think there's sweat stains and everything on this one. Landmine Marathon, they were like for lack of a better term, death metal type band out of Arizona, I think. They had this real small, tiny female singer. I don't remember her name. But I saw them at Dude Fest, and they were great. I don't know whatever happened to Landmine Marathon, but they put out a couple great albums. I'll link them below. A few more here to get through. This one, I don't even know what the fuck this is. Oh, this is Converge. I Am Vengeance, Built for War. Again, speaking of the bands that put shit on the back that I can't stand, this is one of them. Huge Converge fan. I saw them open for Mastodon many years ago. If you don't know Converge, you really should. When I go through my collection, I'll be getting to the C's here pretty soon, behind my head here. Big Converge fan. Jane Doe is considered a classic. They put out a few other great albums. No Heroes I liked quite a bit. I don't think that got enough attention. I thought No Heroes front to back was very solid. One of their best releases after Jane Doe. I've got a couple shirts here from the band Terror from the aforementioned show. They put Bridge 9 logo on the back of that one, and then this one, I don't even know why I bought this one, because it breaks all the rules. I thought, oh, it's a long sleeve. Look, it looks Terror, right? Well, there's something on one sleeve. Trustkill Records, if you can see that, on one sleeve, and then you got the back with all this shit on it. Always Against the Odds, One with the Underdogs. One with the Underdogs, great song. I think it was an album of theirs. They put out a few albums I like quite a bit. Terror, that is. In that hardcore realm. Very great live, too. Just very powerful. Their bass player put out a band called First Blood. Also great. This one I got many years ago. The Bouncing Souls. I was not a huge fan of Bouncing Souls. This one, though, I liked the back, and I wore it with pride. The line through MTV. It was pretty funny. Bouncing Souls, also a punkish band. They also, Chunksa, I think is Chunksa Records. Someone from that band runs that label too. They put out a lot of punk stuff. But Bouncing Souls put out a few good albums as well. So check them out. This one I got way back. Great. Probably one of the best t-shirts I have. Cover wise, it's got the dog pooping out the word "the" and then the punk rock are puking up the Vandals. They are a punk rock band out of California. Great band. I saw them open for the Offspring probably more than 20 years ago. It's got to be. And I thought this shirt was one of the funniest shirts I've ever seen. I'll try to get close up. You can't really read it, I guess, but it's got the Nitro Records logo. That was the record label at the time. Great punk band out of California. One of the best song titles ever. They have a song called Anarchy Burger Hold the Government. Hilarious. Their song titles are great. If you want to get an idea of the band, check out Sweatin' to the Oldies. I don't know if that's on YouTube or not. Just a good set of a lot of their great songs. They're still pumping out the albums, I think. I was not a huge fan of their later material, but they put a lot of great material. I would say one of the great classic punk rock bands out there. Kind of tongue-in-cheek lyrics. If you ever saw them live, their lead singer would take his guitar and shove it down his pants and rub it up and down and play. I don't know how he didn't hurt himself doing that, but this is going to be the last one. I don't remember. Well, I know who it is. Obviously, this is Slayer. Divine Intervention. I did see them on this tour. If you watch my ticket stub video, actually it was before Divine Intervention came out. I think I got this t-shirt actually on the Divine Intervention tour. I just liked the alien on the front. I thought it was pretty cool. I was hoping it was going to have some dates on it, but it doesn't. When I got it at the time, I thought that's kind of stupid. But now that I look at it, it's kind of actually a very cool Slayer shirt from the 90s that I still have. I don't know what I'm going to do with these shirts. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or, I don't know, sell them or what I'm going to do. But this was one tote. I got about 3 of them this size, and then I've got another big one filled with stuff, and I don't have any idea what's in there. I know I have some Metallica shirts, Pantera, some other obscure stuff, an old Carcass t-shirt. So hope you guys enjoy this trip down memory lane. I'll try to talk about hey, Mikey's here, so everyone say hello to Mikey. I'll try to remember as much as I can about these shirts and the history behind them and where I got them and whatnot. Some of them I just got at the store. Some of them I got from shows, as you can hear. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe, share all this great fun stuff. I've had a lot of new subscribers recently, so I do appreciate that. Trying to get more involved in the community here, as I said, this year. So this is 2021. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe out there, and hope you all have a great day. Later.